8月5日、ドジャースはカブス本拠地での2戦で注目のスクーバルのドジャースデビュー戦となりましたが、打線の援護がなく1対5で泥沼5連敗となりました。大谷は鈴木と親交を深める場面もありましたが、1安打にとどまりました。また試合後にラッシングに関するニュースもありました。初戦を投げた感想を語るスクーバル、スランプの胸中を語るベッツ、ロバーツ監督の試合後の会見をノーカットで訳しました。ご覧ください。
Inside the Dodgers clubhouse, Tarik Skubal is standing by with Kirsten Watson and the media.
Tarik, let's just start high level. Getting on that mound, first start for this new team, what was that just like for you personally?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to bed last night, excited. It felt like, my major league debut, kind of same type of vibe in terms of, the nerves running through, but I think that's all good stuff.
You were able to get deep into this one, but when you look at just the support defensively you had, what is it like just now being a part of a team in which you're seeing guys who are putting up big plays and big moments for you?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Pajes in center is, he covered a ton of ground on all those kind of soft fly balls, and Tuck made some good plays too, and even the things that go unnoticed, just getting the ball back in on the PCA knock to keep him at first base, that stuff all matters. So it's a ton of fun to be a part of and pitch in front of for sure.
Feel by the time you took the mound and you actually get into the start?
Yeah, I mean, baseball is baseball. The game's the game. It's my job to just go out there and compete and do what I can and try to put our team in a position to win a ball game, and that's all I can ask myself to do. But the game's always just a game.
How big your stuff was it? Seemed to be working overall.
Yeah, I mean, I think my stuff was plenty good. I felt like I commanded everything really well. I think, maybe the low strike rate, I don't even know what it is. But, when I was missing in the areas that I was trying to go. There's just a few sinkers and a few sliders that can kind of flip at bats. I probably should be a little bit better at first pitch strikes. I think, especially second or third time through, I need to be better there. But, the stuff coming out of my hand is what I expect out of myself.
How was it working with Ben and kind of just being thrown together here?
Yeah, he's great back there. Called a great game, on the same page all night. What he was trying to do, feeds right into what I'm trying to do on the mound. So credit to him. It's tough both ways, right? But I'm always going to trust my catchers. The preparation that I get to watch those guys do, even just today, I'm going to always trust those guys. They're really important. And yeah, he was great back there today for sure.
At the end of the sixth, it looks like he had a short combo with Dave Roberts. As you guys get to know each other, pitch count, any limits kind of come into play. How important is that conversation?
Yeah, no, he told me I was done. I felt good though. Just kind of expressed that to him. But I'm going to trust him in those decisions and where he wants to go. He's the manager for a reason, so I'm always going to support whatever he thinks is best. But yeah, I think he was just words of encouragement about the outing, obviously, but. Yeah, I'm always going to trust where he goes.
It looked like you were trying to sneak a fastball by Dansby there just to get ahead. What did you think of that?
Yeah, pitch? Just trying to go down and away, and if he jumps it, there's not much damage there, obviously. Pull it back to the heart of the plate, kind of not where I'm trying to go, and he put a good swing on it. That was, I think, the only really hard hit ball today. But yeah, he put a good swing on it. He's a really good player. He just pulled it back middle. If that ball's down and away, it's going to be a tough time to pull a fastball down and away, especially the way he did. But, he put a good swing on it for sure.
What did you make of just the atmosphere and the way the crowd was responding to you? Is that something like you block out, you use as kind of like fuel? How did that kind of factor in tonight?
No, great atmosphere. The Cubs fan base is awesome. It's a ton of fun to play in front of, and whether they're rooting against you or for you, I love the fans. This game is about the fans, as much as it's about the players, but the fans are what create the environment, and it's a ton of fun to play in front of crowds like that, even if they're booing me or whatever it is. I think that's what makes the game of baseball really fun, the competition really fun, and the atmosphere is really fun. I'm sure that's not going to be the only, rowdy atmosphere on the road. I plan on pitching in front of those atmospheres for the rest of the season, and then obviously when it comes postseason time, be ready to go. But these fans were great, and it's a ton of fun to play in front of for sure.
Is that one of the more hostile environments you've been in, especially for like a early August game, like at this point of the year?
Yeah, I think it's just the nature of the two teams, right? I think these two teams are atop the National League for a reason, and going in and competing, I don't expect anything else. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. But as far as environments, I've pitched in plenty of, I haven't actually made a home start in the postseason. They've all been on the road. So I've pitched in pretty good environments, and I'd say that's up there, with any of those postseason starts. But, I think, again, the fans are great here, and they should know that for sure.
You kind of alluded to this, but do you think you're going to hear that type of reaction in pretty much all the road starts the rest of the way after the trade, playing with the Dodgers and everything?
I don't know what to expect. I'm going to go play baseball, but I'm not going to try and predict the future, but, it's fun to play in these environments for sure.
All right, Tarik Skubal goes 6 innings. He's charged with 2 runs and the loss in this game, Adrian. But what did you see from him in his Dodgers debut?
Well, I saw a lot of great pitches, and, he was incredible.
Mookie, it's not often you guys find yourselves in a situation in which you've lost 5 straight. When you look at just kind of how this team is playing right now, or just kind of where things are missing, what does it feel like just as a group? Does it feel like something's kind of got to give right now?
It's a long season. Just a rut. It's okay. I think everything's okay. I just know I need to be better. I can't speak for everyone else, but I'm going to have to help the team at some point. It's been too long, frustrating, but as far as the boys, I think everybody's in a pretty good headspace, and it's just time that we go through. You never know what happens tomorrow.
What are you feeling that is just kind of missing for yourself personally right now?
I have no idea. I feel like I'm hitting the ball hard. I feel like I'm having good at bats. Not swinging at bad pitches. It seems like every time I touch the bat, it goes at somebody. So just need something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out.
How confounding has this stretch been, especially with where you were a month ago and how well you were swinging the bat then?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't even know what I'm doing different. I feel like I'm hitting the ball hard at the same rate I was hitting it at the time. I don't know. I have no idea.
Look, you've been pretty candid throughout the season about your struggles. How hard is it to stay committed to your approach, especially when you feel like you've had the good quality of at-bats that you wanted?
It's very hard. I've never, I've just never done this, so I don't really know how to get through it. So every day I show up and I'm trying to restore that hope meter in order to keep myself going. But this is really hard.
It was about a year ago this time when you said right off the season, we're just going to play one day at a time. Is that a mental reset you need to make again, or can you make?
No, I did that earlier in the season. I just want to help us win. That's really it. It doesn't matter. You can hit the ball hard all you want. It doesn't matter if it goes at someone. Those are outs. And I'm not trying to be result based, because that's a deep hole. But at some point you got to help us win, and you can't keep going out there and I'm not saying I'm dragging us down, but I'm not helping at all.
What was it like, being behind Tarik and watching him debut like that?
That was awesome. He pitched great. You go and give up, I think, 2 runs or so, and we just, I'm glad he's on our side, and he did an amazing job tonight.
Dave was saying coming out of the Red Sox series, just wanting to see maybe just a little bit more urgency than you guys had in that one. Have you felt that the last couple nights? And is that something that kind of needs to continue to happen until you guys get out of this rut right now?
I think it'd be nice to see some hits fall. Then we can maybe string some together. We're not out there playing lackadaisical. We're trying to do what we can to win ball games. It's just not going well for us right now.
Dave, yesterday we saw just them get on Justin Robleski giving up the long ball. Tonight, Tarik was excellent, but unfortunately they were able to get to the bullpen and the lack of offense. Does it just feel like when you look at this 5-game losing streak that something's kind of got to give for you all to get back on track?
Yeah. I don't know the answer of what's got to give, but we got to find a way to win a ball game. I thought tonight Tarik was fine. A lot of emotion, adrenaline, and it was he limited the damage. I got they scored that extra run on the infield hit by Horner, and put us in a position to win the game. And there's probably a little bit more in there for sure. But I'm not going to push him every time out. We have a lot of baseball left to play. He's a guy that we're all counting on, so I think that I'm gonna manage, and pick my spots with him. And you still got to score. The bullpen just wasn't sharp today, and there was a lot of misexecution and not taking advantage of counts. And they got some 2-out hits, and won a ball game.
Kyle had a big hit, but outside of that, what do you think just limited the offensive performance tonight?
Not sure. I thought there were some good at-bats, and certainly any time we tried to create something, they got a ground ball double play. I think we grounded into 2 double plays, which certainly stalled the innings. Kyle took some good at-bats. Obviously with the homer, but we just couldn't collect hits tonight.
What have you seen from Edwin Diaz in his few first appearances back?
I think he's just, tonight was a night that I felt good about him getting work in. He's got to, shake that rust off. He's got to pitch. I think that, the fastball just isn't as lifey as it's going to be. The slider isn't as sharp as it's going to be. There's just some misfires, and, he's just not getting that swing and miss that he's going to get. So I think for me, it's just he's got to pitch. And obviously he's our closer, he's our guy, but there's got to be some appearances to kind of build that up.
Dave, when you just talk about stuff, what did you think of Tarik's stuff tonight?
Tarik's stuff was good. It was good. I think that this is the first time I saw him live, but even when it's not perfect, it's still pretty dang good. So, like I said, he could have probably went out there for the 7th, but I didn't feel good about him finishing it if there was 3 or 4 hitters. So I felt give that next reliever a clean inning. But as far as the stuff was good.
Did the stressfulness of that 6th also play into the decision?
It did. It did. The stressfulness in the 6th. The first outing with the new ball club, and there's some adrenaline, and I think for me is I want him wanting for more, feeling good, and again, this is me still learning him, but where we're at, I'm going to err on the side of being smart and cautious and knowing that he can still give us more, but I'm going to push him. But tonight is not the night. I just felt that extra inning was worth the squeeze.
Boy, some breaking news from Bill Plunkett on Twitter. Yesterday's MRI showed a slight tear in the UCL in Dalton Rushing's right elbow. He's shut down from throwing for 4 to 6 weeks. Uncertain if he can return to catching this season. Dodgers could see if he can be useful as a hitter off the bench. But Adrian, boy, Will Smith's already been out 2 months with his neck injury. He's probably going to be out at least another month. And now Dalton Rushing, it's possible, is done for the season as well.
Yeah, this is not great news. This is bad news. And, I think that's one of the reasons why the organization felt like they had to go get Robert and Hunter Fiducia. They probably felt something like this coming. Their doctors did their analysis on the elbow before the MRIs, and they saw something wasn't right. And so they were probably expecting this, so they made the 2 moves with the 2 catchers. But this is unfortunate news. This is a guy that, was proving to be a really good backup for Will Smith, and now we're going to miss him.
Yeah, it is crushing. I feel so bad for Dalton Rushing. I mean, to start the season, red hot, scorching hot, that obviously Will Smith comes back and is playing just about every day, and they had a little bit of a lull. But the last 10 days before this injury, he was playing his best baseball. Catching-wise, calling a game, clutch knock after clutch knock. This is a crushing blow for the Dodgers, for Dalton Rushing, and I'm hoping it's one of those slight tears that can heal in 6 weeks, and he can be back and contribute to this club, because he was a huge contributor to this club with Will Smith being out. And it just hurts, because we know Dalton Rushing is a competitor, and at the same time, you realize that things are going to happen in this game, and nobody's going to feel sorry for the Dodgers. Nope. We feel sorry for Dalton Rushing, man. We hope he gets back. But again, it's that next man up mentality. And hopefully the guys that we have now, Fiducia, and obviously Ben, hopefully they do the job.
Dodgers lose Dalton Rushing, and they've lost 5.